market today. It's still sitting around 2.7 trillion. It's 95.6 billion. Earlier this morning it was around 100 billion, which was up from about 88 billion yesterday. So we are seeing a bit of activity. Bitcoin dominance sitting around the same mark, 60.7, with Ethereum around 7%. We look at Bitcoin, it's sitting around 85,000. It's been relatively okay for the last couple of days. We have seen an increase 6.7 for the week. Ethereum 4.7. XRP's had a good move, 12.2% for the week. Solana 20% for the week. We haven't seen a lot of movement. It's gone down a little bit over the last 24 hours. Cardano 7.7%. Again, I'm looking for any bigger moves. Let's have a look more at the 24-hour today. Hyperliquid has had a big move on the week, but today still in the green. Monero 4% for the day. Getting down around the 50 mark. So tokenized exchange is down 10%. And what else we got sitting down here? Casper's had a good move, 26% on the week. Render's 33.8% on the week. Both had really good moves. Casper's sitting around that 2 billion marketplace. Potenza, a good AI play. That's gone red the last 24 hours. Still at a good buy price, in my opinion. I do like Potenza. Where else are we? Algorand, how's that bearing? Filecoin. Algorand's at 13%. Artificial superintelligence, 23%. Another AI play. And where are we? Ponk. Good to see the meme coin still playing a role. At 25.8. Wonder, comment below, do you think we're going to get that big meme coin cycle that everyone's been talking about? I don't know. I mean, I hold a few memes. Obviously, they are a gamble. Don't go heavy into them. Would be my opinion. I'm more into the utility tokens, predominantly layer ones. I like some of the exchanges. I like Aero for Coinbase. Say it's probably on the back of the news. That's gone 18%. There's been a little bit of news around Say this week. Sai, however you want to pronounce it, and the graph. So, yeah. Let's have a look at what's going on. Normally, I'll have a look then at the top gainers and losers, just more to see if anything jumps out. I mean, a lot of these things, especially the top gainers, often they're not going to be things that have been around. Alpha Quark, I've never heard of it. What is it? It's had a massive spike. Max chart. NFT. Marketplace we use can buy and sell tokenized. And it looks like a massive pump. Not in the scheme of things. Anything else in here that Brett's up 10, so it's good for those Brett holders. Pepe is down 9. Pepe coin, that is, not the Pepe. So you've got to be careful with that. Pepe coin, you get it with all tokens, right? You really need to do your research, check the contract address. Maneki's down 10 again. Another meme. Mantra's down 29%. Let's have a look at 7-day. Had a little bit of a recovery. You know, this has come out. The CEO of that, whatever his name is, has come out and said, you know, it's not a rug. It was due to liquidity, etc., etc. But you know, I don't know anyone that holds it. I definitely don't hold it. If we had a look at, let's go and have a look at, not the infrastructure, let's look at RWAs. where it's, you know, Chainlink obviously pretty safe. Mantra's down here. Say's had a good move. Now, what do you guys think the big the big narrative is going to be? You know, people have talked about gaming. They've talked about AI. They've talked about real world assets. They've talked about deep in layer ones. Like layer ones consistently, I feel the safer type of play. I mean, Chainlink. I don't feel anyone's going to go wrong with Chainlink. It basically runs a lot of the on-chain stuff for as an oracle for crypto in general. Algorand, Quant, Strong, also ISO 2020, 2222 or 22022, whatever it is. They're both strong in that regard. But yeah, let's look at the crypto bubbles. Farcoin, some of the names that the coins come out, that the creators come out with them. People jump on them like Farcoin. Farts are funny. Let's buy that coin. I do not hold that coin. Good to see a little bit more green than yesterday, which is awesome. It's yeah, like Renda, Cass. Good to see Cass doing well on it. Yeah, I know a lot of people that hold Cass. Some that might have bought to seen some that may have sold to buy meme coins. Yeah, to each their own. Pi. How many of you were mining Pi on your phone for the last couple of years, and then went through the setting up the wallet and got an allocation? I mean, what's the current price of that? 74 cents. You know. I mean, I know I did. Got a little bit of it, but when they then were keeping parts of it, and I lost a bit of interest in it. And also trying to sign up for that, some people have said it was really easy. I don't know. I had issues with some of it, so I didn't go heavy on it. Let's have a look at 100, 200. What is this one? VThor. Brett's back up, which is good. Orca. It's been out of day. Rank's dropping. What else we got? 200 to 300. Peanut the squirrel. How's that gone? Remember how big that was? That guy in New York and his squirrel. It wasn't just a squirrel. He had a raccoon or something as well, wasn't it? Can't remember what the raccoon's name was. Casper. How many people bought that instead of Casper? Turbo down. For me, I hold some Turbo, but it will forever be linked with Casper for me when looking at those. Looking at either one of them, it's just what comes. I remember hearing about this PAL AI on, I think it was Altcoin Daily, maybe 2 years ago, 3 years ago. I really liked it then, just didn't have the funds to buy some. I do think it'll be a good play in AI though, definitely. Let's have a look now. Sundog. Oh, is that gonna? That's got to be because of Jason's son, doesn't it? Surely. AQT is Alpha Quark. Oh, that's the one we saw previously. Pumping. And we'll go to 600. Stonks. Coquino. Another meme that was talked about a bit on a few influencers' channels. Let's just quickly finish them off. Neon. I do like Neon. GFOW was big. Like a lot of people were talking about GFOW for ages. PNG. Mudang, the hippo. I think if something like GFOW, I'm going to do a bit of research into that. Sort of see why. Well, you know, is there an opportunity there if gaming takes off? What's changed? Has the team changed? What's happening in that space? Remember Reef from the last cycle. Maneki. So we're getting into, I think maybe looking at some of these older memes that had big support, have big communities, have a large number of wallets holding them, that were being talked about for a while by a lot of influencers. Even something like Miria was talked about for a while. You know, Alex Becker's mentioned it a while ago. There are things like that could definitely be worth, like now that the market's down, it's like, well, what can come back? What has a community? What has a narrative? What, you know, good spread of wallets, has a good team behind it, still working. Less so for memes, obviously. I mean, the community's huge for the memes, and what ones were the Rio was talked about a while ago. It's well down. It's an RWA play. Yeah. Okay. Fear and Greed Index. Close the ads. Where are we at? We're at 38. A little bit higher than yesterday, much higher than last week where we were at extreme fear, which you'd probably expect with what's been happening in the markets in general, with what's happening with Trump. We're above last month, so, you know, I like to look at that every day. One of the other indicators I look at is the Coinbase app ranking. You know, we're well out, but if you go back 3 months ago, even, it was probably in the top 30. So, you know, it's really dropped down, but I like to keep an eye on that. You know, if we start seeing that back up, you're picking the top of the markets where, you know, you start getting that in the top 3, then we start looking at exiting things. Is what I'll be doing. Everyone else can do what they want, obviously. Crypto remains. So I post this every day, every morning. It's really just the indicators in that I look at. So I like to bring it up. You know, Coinbase we just spoke about. I look at the days to the halving, fear and greed, dominance, etc. So just the crypto domain X is where you can get that. I'll post that pretty regularly. Pi cycle, historic, you know, they're the main ones that I look at as I go through. And then looking at, I use Into the Cryptoverse. I also use Glassnode. I also use TradingView. So it just depends. I pay the subscription to Into the Cryptoverse, which is Ben Cowan's site. Amazing information, so much data, really good descriptions. You can watch videos on the charts, all that sort of stuff. There is a free version as well, which obviously you don't get so much stuff, but you know, in here I've got charts. You can set up your own favorite charts that you like to look at. Like, you know, I don't look at the monthly returns regularly. I don't look at the logarithmic regularly. But when I do look at it, I look at things like, if I'm looking at these and I'm looking at cycles and guessing like everyone else is guessing, we're on band 12 or band 12, got to band 12, got to band 10, got to about band 8, got to about band 6. Are we going to get to band 4? We're going to get out here to, are we going to get to band 4, which would put the price at 190, around 190k. I still feel we're anywhere between 120, 150, but wouldn't be complaining if we got to 190k. That'd be all right, wouldn't it? So, look at that sort of stuff. What else we got? And just play around with it, see what we can. One of the things I'm just I look at this and you would just, and this is crypto in general, right? Just when you think you start to get, like, look at how aligned 21 and 22 were. Then you're starting to get some kind of alignment. You feel like here or here, you might go, oh, there's nothing specific to 2024, but where we're starting to get back ends, like 3 in a row, you'd get a green. 3 in a row, you'd get a red. 3 in a row, you'd get a red. 3 in a row, you'd get a red. But if you're looking at these 3 in a rows, every time previously that you had September to November green, December was green. No. So there is, I remember back here, everyone talking about September's always red, always red. Well, we just had two September months in a row. So I don't feel I get a lot out of this chart looking for trends or things like that. I like to have a look at it and get a feel. Maybe April been red but that doesn't mean next year's going to be red. Red. Is it going to be red? Is it going to be green? Who knows? Like, we're all hoping this plays out. And if we look at the years, like we look at the bull markets, so October was green. 17, which is kind of the market a lot of people are saying we're sort of on this, we're saying we're on a similar trajectory. October, November, December were green. 13, October and November. So really, is it October and November we should be looking at? For me, I'm not looking for prices. I'm looking at historical risk levels. I'm looking at pi cycle top. Every top. We had a cross there. We had a cross there. We had a cross there. We're touching. So every top, you're getting that crossover, right? You're getting the crossover of the 111-day SMA and the 350-day SMA times 2. So I'm using that one. I already look at the the fear and greed index. Every red we get it down into a golden cross, so a death cross. So we've had our death cross. Is it going to take us into the golden cross? And they vary too, right? Like here, 20-year we had on March, we hit the golden cross in May. September, October. So a month or two is, what do we hit here? We hit in August and we came back in October. So you could be looking at, June. Does June give us a bit of a pump? Don't know. I like the pure multiple. I also like the market value realized value. So the MVRV-Z score and the net unrealized profit and loss is another one I like to look at. So, which again I put on that chart every day that well, most days that I post on X under Crypto Domain X. So if you subscribe to that, you'll get that, or follow that, you'll get that whenever I put it up there. I just try to do it as part of. I'm doing it every day anyway. I thought I might as well put it on the chart and post it on X to save people the time. But yeah, so that's briefly a bit of an overview of how I look at the markets each day. I go into Crypto Panic as well. Crypto Panic, I look at what's hot, have a look around there. I look at what's trending. Depending on the time, I will go into show all, and it's sort of, it's more regular. And because I look at it every day, I use it every day to try and look at some key articles. So, and I'll pick sort of 3 to 5 of those maybe that I find interesting, and I'll post those in X as well. And to be honest, I'll probably start going through those occasionally on this channel as well. Maybe pick 3 of them and have a chat about them. Today there's a lot about the Canada Sol Spot ETF. There's a bit about Trump, the Trump token on the 16th, I think it is, but that could be Australian time. Unlocking 40 million and then 4 million a day. And then you've got MicroStrategy continuing to buy. People are saying they bought when it was high. Like, as he said, he will continue to buy. Michael Saylor said he'll continue to buy it, but he's cheap when Bitcoin's at $1 million. So that's the stuff I look for anyway. But again, as always, thanks for tuning in to the Crypto Domain. Your crypto your way, and remember, crypto is an adventure. Get into it.